Look. Radio. Radio. Yip, 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 yip.
Hey, this is Bo.
And this is Aaron.
And we are
Mash
the Controller. You're listening to Third Eye Radio Network.
Listen outside the box.
Welcome to the AlterView. Interviews with some of the leading alternative perspectives in media. No topic is off limits with these in-depth conversations with authors, researchers, scientists, and more. And now, the AlterView with your host, DARRAH, on the Third Eye Radio Network. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to another edition of the AlterView. I am your host, DARRAH. This is Third Eye Radio Network, and you are tuned into our exclusive YouTube televised show on this, what is today? October 5th, I think it is. You know, same week of the whole Las Vegas drama thing going on. Today, joining me, finally, I've been trying to get this guy on this show for a couple months now, since back in July, but he's super busy, as we all know, and been going through some trouble himself, which we're going to cover in this edition. Mr. Mike O'Brien, how you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So, let's get a little bit into how you got into being a quote-unquote YouTuber.
Well, I mean, that goes back. I first realized that there was some issues with the way the world as we know it is in our government and the country as a whole back in 9/11 when the Twin Towers were taken down and the information that came out from there. So I definitely was big into viewing YouTube videos and expanding my mind and searching for the truth. I'd say probably from 2005 until about 2009, 2010. And then when Obamacare was going out, which was basically a tax, and it was being portrayed that it was going to help people, and I could see right through it. And it was another tax that was being guised, and it was going to which now we all see how much damage it's done to our country and our healthcare system, which was already damaged, but it's just 10 times worse now.
Oh, yeah.
I started making videos. I was calling, my first video ever was calling the Obamacare lines and trying to find out information about Obamacare, find out the truth. And from there, I started covering more and more, topics that I felt needed to be discussed and exposed. There was actually a YouTuber. He's not around anymore. I guess he had some legal issues, and I don't know what really happened, but I watched a lot of his stuff back in 2011. 2012, and or it might have even been before then. Out of Demon Darkness was his YouTube channel, and it's not around anymore. But he's the one that kind of really started to get me to want to start making videos and getting the truth out. He put out a lot of really good information back then, and when I saw someone, he had some mental issues. He was a little bit slower, and I forget what the specific diagnosis he had was, but if he was able to do it, then there's no reason why I shouldn't. I've covered various topics, over the years, and then from the time I'd say I put out videos for about 2 years back then, and then I stopped for a while. I just honestly was disgusted with the system and with the way things were going, and then got caught up with life, and and then most recently, when the London attacks, the London Bridge attacks happened, it kind of like sparked me to making videos again.
Nice.
And I knew I had to do something to get the truth out and to help. There's a lot of people struggling and suffering out there, and I just kind of felt that it was my responsibility, just as it's everybody's responsibility, to try to help those that are asleep, those that are struggling, and that's why I'm here.
Nice, nice. So, you mentioned a little bit about the whole 9/11 kind of sparked your truth seeking, but was that the first event, or is this kind of what I found so far is at least the people that you and I communicate with on a regular basis, we have this almost inherent feeling since since we were born, since as early as we can remember, that there is just something wrong. So are you along those lines as well, and just you've been kind of asking questions as you go along, or how's it been growing up in that world?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've always known that things aren't, the way they appear to be, and the way we were taught. I've always been the kind of person who asked a lot of questions, and I questioned everything. Even in school, I would get in trouble because I wouldn't believe a lot of what they were telling, and I was vocal about it. I've never really been the kind of person that will just, go along with the official narrative, or follow someone that I feel is not giving the correct information. So yeah, I would say it's probably, I've always been just, I've had like because anybody that knows me personally kind of says that I have almost like an extra sense about me, where I just know things, like my kids, my fiance, even my mom. They all know that they really can't hide anything from me, because I can sense things.
Yeah, that's one of those. This is how I try to explain to people, because they ask me about the whole aura thing and what do I see, and it's really, really super hard to explain. But I think you're on those lines as well. It's not necessarily something we see, but there is something that it's super hard to explain. First of all, but for me at least, it comes in colors for sure. And so that's why I choose to talk to the people that I choose to, is because I can see your color. So I think I know what you're talking about. Speaking of being vocal, is your channel uploadable yet?
Not my main channel. My main channel will be, I think it's, I got the strike last week. It was the beginning of last week. So I think next week, probably midweek, it will be. I've got my backup channel, though, and I've been putting out content on there. That's www.youtube.com / Stop the Chaos Now. That's where I'm putting all of my content right now.
Cool.
I did put a message out on an unpublished video that was already uploaded on my main channel. I think a lot of people got confused by it, but I mean, in the title, I put, urgent, my channel was hit, and check the description box. So anybody that didn't already see or figure that out, that has directions and tells you, what's up with that. No, Heather's birthday wasn't last week. It was like 2 months ago.
Hello.
Yeah. She's not back in jail. If you go and you check out the description box there, it'll explain everything to you. But
so
yeah,
what happened with
YouTube
that?
is just, they're screwing with me, man, and I'm not gonna just lay down. I've kind of laid down. I haven't laid down, but I've picked my battles, and I've kind of allowed myself to get walked all over several times in the last couple months, because I was thinking that it was for the greater good, that I just let it go. But I'm getting to the point where I'm pretty much fighting back from here on out. I'm not gonna so much pick my battles anymore, because I feel like I'm a doormat right now.
Yeah.
And I've been walked all over, and it's getting a little frustrating.
You know what's crazy about this? So I don't know if I should say the direct relation, but someone that Willow knows, and if they are listening, I want to thank you very, very, very much. They sent me every single section of YouTube's terms and agreements and all that great stuff, right? And because it's not accessible to me on my screen reader, there was 33 sections. Isn't that a trip? 33. If I got them all, there's 33 sections. I just found that number odd.
Yeah, Numerology, man, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I was never in like big with figuring out numerology and all that,
Mm,
but I have been work. That's one of the things I'm working more on is
nice.
numerology because it is so prevalent, and anybody that is newly awoken, if that it's not for people that haven't woken up yet, because then they're just going to look
Mm,
at you and say you're crazy. But for
yeah,
those that
yeah, yeah,
have woken up, and they're even if they're fresh woken up, then that means that they've already realized, they've seen the lies and they've seen what's going on.
yeah.
And the numerology can really take them that much farther and show them just how many. There's only so many coincidences that can happen, you know.
Hmm.
And when you have it every single time, you've got these numbers popping up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It
not
is
by
a trip.
coincidence.
There's a couple people I'd like to encourage people to check out. Case Parks is one. Also, someone that I've worked with in the past. YouTube channel is Channel 27 Heidi Vandenberg. You got to check her stuff out. It'll blow your mind, and she is amazing at this kind of thing. So check those out if you guys are interested in that. So what actually happened with the strike? Did they give you a reason or not at all? Like the rest of us, you just got the standard. What is it? Harmful or whatever claim?
Well, basically, what they gave me the second strike. The first strike I got was probably about a month ago now, and that was for a video I did on how to use your TDA account through PayPal, which I didn't actually go into routing numbers or anything like that. I basically essentially the title said one thing, but the actual video was just telling people how to set up a PayPal account and how to add your bank account if you're unable to wait for the test deposits and you need to access it quicker. Then you can call them up.
Right.
Blah blah blah. So that one I got flagged and taken down for misleading. I don't know how that could be misleading, but misleading. The second one, which is the most recent one, was my video on fidelity, which was the second video on this topic that I did, and it was telling people and showing people how to search for bonds and certificates, on fidelity in your name and your social security number. I basically showed people it was not talking about the accounts. It was not telling people to use the routing number to make an account with fidelity and pull out funds. It was simply how to search for bonds, securities, etc., in your name on fidelity. And I just showed them step by step how to do that. Well, they hit me with harmful or dangerous, because I guess if people know that they have securities in their name, that's harmful to the Federal Reserve, and
dangerous.
it's dangerous because it's dangerous to expose the truth. Then people are going to be pissed, and they're going to call for the Federal Reserve to be shut down. So I guess in a sense, their reasoning is essentially true, but it's unjust, and it's discriminatory. It's criminal. And it's retaliatory because retaliatory action technically, because a lot of people want to say this, that I'm employed by YouTube. That's what I get in the comment section about the videos I've put out. Is people say I'm employed by YouTube. Well, I guess that can also work against YouTube as well, because if I'm employed by YouTube, then they are discriminating me, being there is 20 other videos with the same exact information still up, have been up for 5 years.
Exactly.
It's retaliatory action because I have those other videos on there, and because I've called YouTube out for the censorship and the bullshit. So federal law, they are breaking the law against this discrimination in the workplace and retaliatory action in the workplace. So
yeah.
If you guys are listening to this, I'm coming for you. I guess we all will get unfettered access, because if I get that lawsuit, I will share.
Right, and there's quite a few people that I know of that they're going to pursue some type of action, whether it be whatever it may be. I know quite a few people who've had their channels taken down, had videos removed, and let's just say that the content could have been harmful in some way. Or dangerous, whatever. There are videos out there that are 10 times more harmful and dangerous physically to people than this true information actually is. I'm talking about like triple X fantasy type videos that they allow on there. It's
Well,
disgusting.
you want to know something? If you go in and you look, there are thousands of videos about how to hack ATM machines. There are thousands of videos on how to commit armed robberies. There are thousands of videos how to do all of these illegal and dangerous things. But my video for telling people and empowering people to the knowledge of how they can search for securities that are, because they're being traded on, they're slaves, and they're being traded on without their permission. That's harmful or dangerous. It's just truthfully, and actually, it's funny because after our conversation yesterday, I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if anybody else has. Maybe this will be the first video that's going to explain this to people. There's a new censorship tactic which I'm having on my backup channel that I found out about yesterday after our phone call. Nice. Now YouTube. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying nice. Go ahead.
Now YouTube has a new program, and this must be part of their the censorship campaign that I was talking about and that I was trying to combat with all the viewers and the subscribers in the community. Well, if they deem a video, so now instead of just demonetizing a video, now they'll do this weird thing where the video gets a yellow instead of having a cross through it, saying it's not monetizable. Now they put a yellow, and it's limited. So this is the limited state they were talking about. I've got 4 videos I got put in that limited state. Now, the first 2 are my videos about Las Vegas. The third one was a video that I did with the phone interview with Randall Bean while he's in jail. I guess somehow that's no good too. And then the fourth one was about Cindy K Courier. Well, with the limited state, what they're doing is basically they're not suitable for most advertisers. You can still get YouTube Red revenue from it, but it's essentially being like age restricted, and I forget what the other stuff. Hold on, let me pull it up so I can read it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It sounds like to me that this is, straight out of 1984 and Minority Report or something, because I heard somewhere, this is just speculation or whatever, word of mouth, but YouTube is going to start imploring facial recognition. So when you're doing your videos, if you got anything negative on your face, they're going to mark it as well. So now you're thinking like you got these fucking drones, these sheeple that have to put out their videos like cookie cutter copies of the next person and the next person. It's all going to be the same content. They're going to work all the truth seekers, all the truth talkers out of the community. I mean, we're going to find some. There's so many other platforms out there. We're going to find something. So YouTube is just going to end up being...
Well, yeah, I mean...
Go ahead.
We do have Steemit. We have Steemit and DTube, and that community channel. It's slow going right now. I think part of that is because I can't reach my main subscriber base. A lot of people don't know what happened. But DTube and Steemit, they're not censoring things. DTube is there. Now you don't. For those that are listening that are using YouTube to supplement revenue. You don't earn ad revenue on it. The revenue that's earned is through the actual the Steemit crypto market that they have. But there's VidMe, which VidMe also seems like that's kind of going down a YouTube path. We got Steemit and DTube. There's Patreon, but Patreon has started to censor things now too. And there's also a Hatreon. Which I got approved for an account. I still haven't even gone in there because I'm just trying to work on the other stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Darrah.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I got this up now. So yeah, the videos that I got put in a limited state are my message to Jason Aldean and Jake Owen regarding their cowardice at the Las Vegas shooting.
Oh no, I just talked about that last night, so that means I'm gonna get marked too. Great.
Yeah. it's not, and you're not getting a strike for these, but they put them in a limited state. And I'll tell you right now, when they went in that limited state, the videos were trending. They were picking up on the view count, and I was at like 800 views yesterday when I noticed this, and now I'm at 812. So that limited state really does. It basically gets lost. It gets lost and then it's no longer being shown around. The second one that was put in there is Mandalay Bay, Vegas Strip mass shooting in Las Vegas last night, Jason Aldean concert, false flag event, ? And I've got several videos on here, so that goes to show you. The other one was exclusive talk with Randall Bean, political prisoner. So I'm just going to show you guys. It's basically off of the wording that's in your video. It's the algorithm that catches this. I have 3 other videos with Randall Bean where I didn't use the term political prisoner, and those ones didn't get marked for that limited state.
Interesting. So anything having to do with a negative light on government is going to get flagged.
Right, exactly, guys. So this kind of, it's as much as I hate it, it's great because it's exposing who they're targeting and what they're targeting. They're not going after people with hate speech. They're not going after people that are Al Qaeda and ISIS. They're going after people that are speaking the truth.
Yep,
that's what they're going after.
Yeah. Now I will say I had this inclination earlier before you just told me that, because that's the first that I heard of it, and it makes sense now. But what I was thinking originally, and probably shouldn't bring it up, but I was actually thinking from the contact that I've had with you and a couple other people, our mutual friends, all getting hits and strikes and takedowns, I honestly thought there was another individual, we'll say, contributing to that factor. But now that you brought that up, that's kind of more clear.
Well, and then the last video that got marked for that was the Airship Bank Cindy K Courier video I did where I exposed Cindy K Courier. So for any of you guys that don't think that Cindy K Courier is an operative, that's I mean, basically, as you see, anything that's talking about the government or against the official story is getting marked for that. So Cindy K Courier,
you
just
got
happens
her
to go along
too.
with that. That's just that. And for those that don't know, that haven't seen that video, in that video I showed.
It was awesome.
And that's one of the reasons why I've gone so hard on Cindy K Courier in the past. Is anybody that's put out any content against Cindy K Courier or that BS. There's if you go and you search her and you look her up, you will see that any videos that shed her in a negative light have been taken down. There's tons of links, broken links, where they've all been taken down. And that's typically only found with government operatives.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that for your average person, and it's very strange.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, so let me read you what this whole limited state thing is real quick, since you haven't heard it.
Yeah.
And this will help everybody else as well. I know that they've been using a Stingray and getting all my web traffic, because every time I go to a page, the first time it's broken, and then I have to refresh it like 3 times for it to ever work right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I never had that problem until I started covering the accounts. Been noticing all kinds of funny stuff going on. So monetization status: limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. And here's the other side of it. So instead of like the normal monetization where you have to request a review, now the new thing they do is review requested. Right now, we're only able to review videos with at least 1,000 views in the last 7 days. We'll review your video once it reaches that threshold. So basically, for anybody that doesn't get 1,000 views within a week, your video will never be reviewed. It will never be corrected. It's just going to be left that way.
Interesting. Wow.
So they're screwing the little guys. So they're attacking the big channels. They're attacking big channels, taking down their channels, and then when they pop up with a backup or a secondary channel, then their stuff's just going to constantly. They're choking everybody out. That's what they're doing. This is a choke out.
Yeah.
And then the guidelines go even further. I think I can screen share on this.
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to click on that, and I'll put it up for those watching. Let's see. This is really interesting stuff. How do I screen share? Okay, here we go. Where do I screen share?
There'll be a little more drop-down box by the settings.
Drop-down box. Share screen. There we go.
A blind guy just told a sighted person to find something.
Yeah, I know. All right, so here we go. So here it is, advertiser-friendly content guidelines, and
oh, hold on, just a second, really quick. So Google, YouTube is now dictating to advertisers what is appropriate for the advertisers. They don't have a say.
I don't know if it's the advertisers that do this or if it's Google just telling us. I imagine that Google probably is telling the advertisers. I don't, because there's I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of advertisers now that are actually supporting truthers.
Yeah.
So they keep saying that this content's not advertiser friendly, but there's so many different advertisers. I've seen it on the videos where they're talking about there's one out there where they're training people in combat techniques and shooting. There's a few that are actual bigger YouTube channels that are they're advertising their channels. There's all kinds of different stuff, and they're just so full of it, man. But so this is what this brings you to, and then I'll show you guys again what this new symbol looks like. So here's what it looks like. Limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. Review requested. Right now, we're only able to review videos with at least 1,000 views in the last 7 days. We'll review your video once it reaches that threshold. So they're choking out the little guys. They're choking out the people whose channels get taken down, and then they have to start over. And they're actively going and trying to take down channels that are not going with the official narrative, as we've seen with the 12 channels that were hit within like 72 hours of each other. Some getting as many as 3 strikes within 48 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing, Darrah, and this is what people don't seem to understand, and I've been screaming this from the top of my lungs, is we're the ones allowing this.
Oh yeah.
All of when I was covering, on my main channel, when I was covering the censorship plans for YouTube, and I was asking for support from the community on one of my TDA videos, I would get anywhere from 10,000 to all the way up to 20, 30. I even had videos that broke hundreds of thousands of views. Now, when I covered YouTube and its censorship plans and what's going on, I didn't even reach, if I was lucky, a couple thousand views. And
interesting.
People need to start giving a shit. If they continue to not give a shit, then they're not going to be able to get videos and get information about the accounts or things like the accounts that break or critical events. What if we have some kind of somebody deciphers, just like like you were telling, that guy in Australia that predicted what just happened? What if there are signs and people figure out that there's going to be a massive attack, massive loss of life in somewhere, and we don't have the capability of sharing that information? Yeah, exactly. The truth we're only going to get as long as we fight for it, and that's what people aren't understanding. Unless it suits their entertainment or their specific needs for that moment, then
Yep.
they don't really care. There are some that do, and my gratitude goes out to those people, and I really appreciate the support. But the community as a whole, I'm very disappointed in some of the community. I mean, I devoted so much of my time and my energy, and I really thought that people would see just how important the censorship that's going on is, and they're not. They're, you know, you're not going to have any information if we don't fight for this. We have to all get on board. We all have to be following in line and putting out video after video, tweeting after tweeting, and doing everything that we can to show that we're not going to allow this to happen. We are the ones that have the power. They act like they do, but we do.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's sad to see this. I mean, it's so evident that I just call them the knife and forkers, essentially, because they're just here to watch a video and then go either talk shit about it or like, oh, hey, did you hear? I'm the first one to know. Did you hear? Did you see Michael Bryan's video? Blah, 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 blah. So that's, I would say at least, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, 75% of these people are like that. They don't care about the work, the actual facts. They just care about knowing and being the first to know. Yeah, it's like I was saying the other day, it's a high school popularity contest.
Right.
That's what it feels like.
For all of those that are not willing to fight for their God-given rights, their constitutional rights, their rights as human beings, then go back to watching your reality television. Go back to watching, Keeping Up with the Kardashians and all that other nonsense. Go back to being brainwashed, because we need to stand and we need to fight as one. We need to unify. We need to combat the censorship. We need to combat the new laws that are being passed. There are tons of new laws that they're working on passing right now that are going to strip us of our gun rights. They're going to strip us of our freedoms. They're going to strip us of everything. And, the whole point with the accounts was not to get rich quick. It was not to. It was not all about the money. People missed the point. The whole big point was about the fact that they exist. The fact that you're being you're slaves. You're debt slaves. You're being traded on. That there are crimes going on that have been going on for years and years and years, and that they're hiding it, and and now the point is that they're covering it up. They're trying to silence it, and you guys are allowing that to happen. You just because they changed the routing numbers, they shut down the accounts. You can't access them as easily. You can't get millions of dollars out of them. So the answer is to go on to the next topic and go back to sleep. No, we need to continue following this thing through to the end.
I mean, like Maynard from Tool says, go back to sleep. That's perfect. But here's the thing too. So the account numbers based off our social security numbers, I don't think the numbers got changed, honestly, because
I don't either.
How easy would it be to pull the database from Social Security and just say lock? It would be much easier than changing all the numbers.
Yeah, no, they've got, and that's what I was trying to tell people, and I think people took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think they thought that meant I was moving on from the subject. I'm not moving on from the subject. The point is the information is already out there. For us to sit there and spend every waking moment trying to find a workaround to access money that isn't even anything of value, it's simply debt.
Yeah.
When the real important part of it is exposing the BIS, the Federal Reserve, the crimes that have been committed. And then we've got this giant elephant in the room, which is our freedom of speech and freedom of press, which is being attacked on a daily basis. And that needs attention. That needs the attention of everybody. Everybody on YouTube in every community, not even just the accounts, should be talking about this, should be fighting this, should be letting Google know that they're not going to tolerate this crap, that's not okay. They're finding ways of choking out the truthers, and meanwhile, the ones that are fueling the opposition and are putting people back to sleep are being rewarded. And that's I don't know if you guys have noticed, but part of their whole campaign, which is kicked in, is when you go and you try to look up. So you're going to look up a video for YouTube censoring the truth, then they're going to show you results for YouTube exposing the truth or not censoring. And I'm noticing it. I'm seeing it time and time again. And it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, white, black, Chinese, whatever your nationality, whatever your sex, whatever your religion. At the end of the day, if you like to be able to say what you want to say and what you have a God-given right to say, if you like to find the truth, if you like to find answers, and you don't want to, because the debt slave aspect, I kind of feel like that was a temporary way of them doing the slavery. I could see them going to all-out slavery if we continue to allow them to slowly but surely turn up the heat in the kettle, and that's what they've been doing for years. When you're going to cook a lobster, or a frog, there's the old saying: if you're going to cook a frog, it's you don't want them to hop out of the water, so you keep the water cold, and then you slowly increase the heat. You don't just crank it up to boiling right away. They've been slowly turning the dial and cooking us alive, and people are just if it's not going to suit their immediate gratification, if it's not going to pay the bill that they need paid right now, then they don't care about it. But our rights and our freedoms are more important than any funny money, any debt, any of that bullshit. And yes, I'm going to continue putting out videos to help you guys with getting rid of your debt. I'm going to, and ways to information I find on the accounts. But there are so many other things happening and at play here that I can't sit there. It'd be irresponsible for me and others to sit there and only cover that 24/7 and only put our attention into that, because we've got other things that are way more urgent, like the loss of our communication with you and being able to share the truth with you. That's way more important.
I would hope too that if our subscribers noticed a break in our pattern, let's say it'd be uploading or communication, whatever, that they would check in, like, hey, everything okay? Doing good? What's going on? I haven't seen a video in a while. But I don't. Have you gotten anything like that ever from any of your 18K subscribers?
Yeah. I have. I got it. Like I said, it's not the community, the whole community. There are some amazing people that have been with me for years. There's some that have been on, subscribed to my channel and part of the community for years, and they stood with me even through the big break where I wasn't posting for years, and I was too busy working, 70, 80, 90 hours a week, trying to get myself positioned for my family. But, when I do get that, it's not as many as you would like to see. And I'm going to tell you something even more sad is for having, I was at like 18,800 subscribers when my channel got hit. So with having that many subscribers, I put out that video trying to let people know. I changed the title and the description. It was an unpublished video. For whatever reason, I must have accidentally never published it or whatever. But you would think that after how much time and effort someone puts in, and people don't understand, it's not even just the time, but we're putting our own safety in jeopardy and our own freedom in jeopardy.
Oh yeah.
To try to get this truth out and get this message out to people. And you'd think that you'd have a lot more support, especially when something happens and it would like be a bell in their head, ding ding ding, his channel just got taken down. So not even taken completely, but he got hit and he can't post anything, so there's a reason why they want to silence us.
They don't get it.
And then when I put that message out, I think that I expected that a lot of my subscribers would have came over to the backup channel and realized, hey, it's important. But for having 18,800 subscribers, I ended up with what 19,000 or 1,960 subscribers on my backup channel.
Wow.
And probably a lot. I gotta say, probably a lot of them didn't see it. I know people are having trouble where they're not seeing the.
I've never seen your videos pop up
post.
in my feed ever. I have to search for you in my feed.
Yeah, that's part of the censorship too.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, here's the other sad part is having 18,800 subscribers. I'm unable to post anything on my channel, and within a week I lost like 400 and some odd subscribers. So basically 400 and some odd people unsubscribed after I put out a message letting them know my channel got hit, and I have a backup channel.
Wow.
And that's the biggest drop I've had in my even bigger than when I was dealing with all that with Harvey, and then I didn't have that big of a drop in my my subscribers. So it was pretty disappointing. That I'm down. YouTube knocked me down, and then some of the subscribers are almost like kicking me when I'm down, and it's just like, really, like I've put my personal safety in jeopardy. I've put my freedom in jeopardy.
Yep.
I've even by doing all this, I've even put my family in jeopardy. It puts everything in our lives in jeopardy for trying to get the truth out and trying to do what's right, stand up for what's right. And it's just, you would think there'd be a little bit more support than that, but
I don't understand
how.
how.
I don't want to be ungrateful though. Sorry, Darrah. I want to make sure I explain to the people that have been supportive that you guys are awesome, and I truly do appreciate all of you that have stuck by me and that continue to support me on a daily basis. There are a handful of people that have been absolutely fantastic and tremendous, and I have to give them props for that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's what I was saying the other day too, is that we may not have 19,000 hardcore, fully supportive type of people, but we are reaching the ones that need to and want to be reached. That's at least why I do what I do. And I did an interview, I think it was the last AlterView with Willow Greensong, or two. Actually, it was because of one of your videos that I found her. But she revealed where she lived, and it blew my mind. She's got a small child as well, and lives in this area where it is, she's in, I would say, in danger because of the work that she does as well. I mean, it's one of the most corrupt police states in the nation. It's insane what some of the truthers will go through to get this truth out to the people as a whole, and there just seems to be no real compassion from the majority of them. Like you said, there's definitely the good ones, the ones that stick by, and the ones that leave actual good, positive comments, which reminds me, people, I apologize for the whole comment thing. You can blame that on accessibility because I can't read your comments, so I apologize. I can't approve them. I can't read them. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can either email me or hit us up on Facebook. So.
Yeah, and I'm in New York, so New York is pretty much any of the shady government legislation that wants to get passed. New York is the first ones to jump on it. They were the first ones when they were pushing for the stricter gun laws. They went and did put out the SAFE Act, which basically limits our magazine capacity to 7 rounds. We're not allowed to have foregrips. We're not allowed to have a pistol grip with a semi-automatic detachable magazines, and it basically no muzzle brakes, no compensators, no splash hiders, no, and here it's very a lot of corruption, and I definitely agree. And in where I live in New York specifically, there is a federal building, not even 15 minutes away, which is one of the head federal buildings in the entire nation. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. I definitely get nervous. I definitely get nervous. With some of the stuff that I put out. But the thing is I don't know. I actually was just having a conversation with my mother regarding this because, of course, my mom knows what I've decided to do, and that I decided to expose the truth and get the message out and try to do what I feel is right. And she gets worried about her son, and she's like, don't you get scared or nervous doing this? She's like, I don't want to, find out that my son either gets hauled off to jail or ends up dead because, of what you're doing. And I said, well, Mom, that's the thing though, is I'm not going to live in fear. Fear is how they control us. And
Exactly.
that's one thing I'm not going to allow to happen. Everybody lives every day in fear, and that's the only reason why they're able to control so many people. And that's why when you watch TV, everything that they show you is fear after fear after fear after fear, pumping you full of fear to keep you in order.
Yeah.
Order out of chaos. And, and she understood that. But my mom was actually, I know this is going to be funny. She was like a Hillary supporter. She's one of those women that wanted Hillary in because she's a woman. And since I explained to her that Hillary is
A baby eater.
criminal, corrupt, and that she has done more harm to women than anyone else.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now she's come around.
That's good.
My mom. I actually I used the community outreach files that I put in the Dropbox for everybody. I ended up printing out copies, and I gave those to my mom, and she actually she read them, and she is beginning to understand and believe. She's starting to wake up.
Yeah.
So for those of you that haven't already checked out those documents in the Dropbox, they're really good for helping to wake people up.
How does one get access to the Dropbox?
You know what? Because the video isn't. I'll re-upload the video with the links to the Dropbox on the backup channel.
Okay, cool. Switching gears a little bit, and speaking of New York, what's up with those metallic towers? I've been hearing this weird shit going on with those things.
Yeah, Gubu told me about those on the last show I was on here with him. I have not had a chance to reach out to my union brothers and find out who knows what, but that's one thing that's on my agenda. I'm gonna end up getting a hold of some of them and trying to find out what I can, because if anybody's gonna know anything that's gonna be willing to talk, that's gonna be some of the union tradesmen that are working on it.
Yeah.
I've got a few friends that are actually they're from New York City, and they actually moved upstate where I am, and they're in my local now. I've worked on jobs with them, building various things, various buildings. So I've got one specifically that I'm going to be giving a shout to, and I think that if anybody, he's got a lot of connections down there, so I imagine he'll be able to find out.
Cool. So how's your future looking for you? What do you got planned coming up?
We got a lot. Got a lot I'm working on. Well, the immediate future is get a lot. I think being that I don't know if I explained already on. I don't think we talked about it, but I had a whole bunch of clips that I had ready regarding Las Vegas. I went through and spent hours and hours and days going through all the different footage, looking at other YouTubers, looking for the most damning evidence, and editing it. I used Hit Films. I edited it. I had a whole bunch of really good clips, and I exported them so that I can make a compilation and then also do some videos on specific clips with a voiceover. Well, I went through. I had it all ready to go yesterday. Yesterday I went and I attempted to go and retrieve those files, and start making the video to get out, and they're gone. They're all wiped off my computer, so I'm back at square zero. I have to go and re-edit all those clips and I'm gonna make sure that I do it. Like, I don't stop until I have it all edited, and I'm just gonna release it. So it's not gonna be as the way I wanted it, which I was gonna basically be able to release a shit ton of footage and videos all at once. I'm going to have to do video by video. I literally had it set up where I could have had like 15 videos on Las Vegas to just to flood out. And then one bigger, you know, make like a bigger documentary style video with a whole bunch of clips, a compilation with explaining some of the stuff. And now I'm going to have to just do a bunch of little clips and put out a bunch of little videos, and it totally screwed me all up. Fortunately, I still have the originals, but the originals, you know, that's not. It takes a lot of time to edit video. People don't understand. Like just one 15-minute video takes hours.
Yep.
And I literally went through and I took the original videos and I cut them all, chopped them all up, and got all the good pieces. So now I got to go through and do all that again. But so immediate future is getting that stuff done, get that out. I'm still working on the community channel, which for those that are listening that have not already gone over to Steam it and set up an account and followed it, there is not anything on the channel yet. As we said, we're not going to start doing anything on the channel until we have the proper followers. And that's because with Steam it, we're trying to maximize the amount of revenue for the community channel. That way we have a really good intake to be able to pay out to those that are going to need it. Because as we said, the proceeds of that are all going to people
right.
that are struggling.
That's steamit.com / acts of kindness, right?
Yeah, it's steamit.com / at acts of kindness acts of kindness TV.
Oh, acts of kindness TV. Okay.
Yep. And yeah, so if you haven't already gone over there and followed it, it's a bear channel, but follow it. And we've already said for those that want to, I'm actually gonna get a Proton Mail email for that channel. I'm moving all over to Proton Mail because all my other Gmails were hacked. The Proton Mail, I'm going to create one for that channel that you guys can all send in like your stuff to, whether it be artwork or video or articles. We're looking for people to submit ideas for artwork or picture ideas for the background, for the main profile picture, all that kind of stuff. So this is your community channel, and we want you to basically be in charge of deciding every aspect of it, from the pictures to the descriptions to everything. Nice. So for those that haven't already followed, go over and follow. For those that want to submit different profile picture or background ideas, go ahead and do that. For me, the immediate future, as I said, is Las Vegas. Getting out the information that I have regarding Randy's case. I still have to release that. I have all of his South Carolina paperwork I'm going to be releasing. I have more information regarding the Buddy Greg stuff. In the near future, I'm calling the FBI, and I'm calling to do a media report. I'm calling the FBI. I'm going to be questioning all of the different names that I have. I have about 6 different FBI agent names. And I'm going to try to get their story from the FBI office there. What else do I got?
What else? That's
future.
Like right off the bat.
Dude, you have no idea. I've got so many things I've been working on. I know people see like a day or days of nothing, and I think they think I'm just like, not around. No, I'm working on a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of ideas, and I've got a lot of concepts, and I'm trying to make reality. But another thing that I am eventually, once I get my main channel back up and we get this backup channel up to par, one thing that I really want to do, and I don't know how long it's going to take before I can do that, which I've been very vocal on this for the last 2 months. I've been saying that's why I started the community outreach groups, is I want to travel around. I want to be able to, meet with all of the people in the community and hold free seminars and free presentations that the people can bring their loved ones and invite friends and neighbors to help wake them up. That was something I've been talking about for over 2 months now. So I don't want to have somebody else turn around and say that I'm trying to copy their idea, because it's not the way it's going. It's actually reversed. So I am still working on doing that. That's something I definitely I want to bring to fruition, and that's just going to be a matter of once I get the channels back up running and I'm not getting taken down, and the the YouTube channel is bringing in enough that I can actually be able to do that, because I want to do anything I can to help those in the community and wake up the masses. And when I wake them up, I want to stay away from waking them up on the basis of hidden money. I want to stay to the because we see what happened there, and I think that we need to stick to the rights, the criminal activity that's transpired, the our freedoms being stripped, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Really, there's so much different idea. I'm not even releasing some of the stuff that I'm working on because of fear of it, the same thing happening and somebody else trying to run with it. So
Right.
I do have a lot of ideas that I'm working on.
And you'll be able to check that out on youtube.com/stop the chaos now.
Stop the chaos now. And for those that haven't subscribed to my main channel, it'll be back up and running in about a week. That's www.youtube.com/Mike O'Brien Stop the Chaos Now. Yeah, Mike O'Brien Stop the Chaos Now. So the second one has Stop the Chaos Now at the end. I don't know why. It was supposed to just be Mike O'Brien, but
interesting. Being that your channel's locked, or you just can't upload, right? But people can still subscribe and watch videos.
Yeah, they can subscribe. There's really not many videos on it. I only have, I think, 4 or 5 videos. I had to make everything private because I know for a fact if I didn't do that within the first couple hours, they would have gone for the 3rd strike, you're out rule. So everything on there is private, and I do got to be truthful with this. Even after my channel is able to post content, I have to keep anything that's sensitive locked until I lose the 1st strike, which will be the middle of November. So basically on that main channel, that's going to be a pass-through channel. I'll put up stuff that I can't get hit for, and then I'll also put up videos letting people know to go to either the Steam It or the backup channel to see the new stuff that is sensitive.
Excellent. Was there anything else that you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
Is there anything else I want to get off my chest? No, not really. I just want to tell, for everybody that has supported the me through everything that we've gone through, and I say we because we've gone through it together. Having this happen to the main channel, even before that, dealing with all the drama and dissension in the community. I just want to thank everybody that's stood by me and that supported me. It means a lot, and those of you that have stood by and supported me, you're the reason why I'm still here and I'm still doing this. When I was talking about earlier how I was a little disappointed with the community as a whole, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the ones that I've had a lot of people kind of say some pretty nasty things, like when I posted the videos on the backup channel showing just how much YouTube is censoring and screwing with me. Like, they went as far, I know they did it to Willow and Gubu also, when they hit us with the 2 strikes. And when we tried to email them, they turned off our creator support email availability. So we have no way of emailing creator support to find out anything. And and I posted a video on that, and I posted a video on showing, you know, that the other videos that have been up for 5 years that were talking about the exact same thing that the video they hit me with. And then I had people putting up stuff like, you know, oh, wow, wow, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, there's nothing, I'm not finding anything of value here anymore, unsubscribe. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the people that are putting that kind of stuff,
good riddance.
They don't care. Well, yeah, first that, but I mean, they don't care about their rights to free speech, obviously. They don't care about their rights to free press. They don't care about anything about their rights, because if they did, then they would understand the reason why I'm putting that stuff up. It's not about me. Yes, it's about me, but it's not about me. It's about as long as we continue to allow YouTube and any of these media outlets or these platforms to suppress the truth and strip our rights, as long as we allow that to happen, they're going to keep taking more.
Yep.
And that's why I keep trying to get people to understand that we have to stop it. If we don't stop it, we're going to lose everything that we have, all of our rights. And you know, like that person, I've had several subscribers do the same thing. And as far as I'm concerned, I see that as they were plants that were here. They play along, they play nice, and then you know, every once in a while they'll start to flip like that to try to stir up dissension and try to get others to go along the same negativity. But
and notice it happened when you got down, when you got the strikes, you got videos removed. All of a sudden, they start coming out of the woodwork, jumping on you. So
and that's not the first time. Every time that something crappy has happened all along this, even when I got attacked by people that were supposed to be my friends, that was after they thought I was down because I put out that video with Portia, and they thought that was an opportune time to either control me, or go after me. And if you look at it,
they're agents.
all of those people are very much all the actions are the same all the way around. The similarities are mind-boggling, and there's a lot of people out there that are so brainwashed and they think I'm the bad guy. Well, the bottom line is, and I'm not continuing with the negativity because I've already spoken my piece, but I do have to say this is, I didn't do a damn thing to any of those people. Not a damn thing. And they know it. I was a friend. I was looking out for people. I was helping people. Certain people would have not probably gotten half the traffic that they did, even though they were bigger than me to begin with. They lost a lot of the traction because people so quickly forget how nasty and big-headed they got during that time.
Yeah.
And I did not do a negative thing to anybody. The only people that I did a negative thing to were Ginger and Portia, and I've already rectified that with them. And that was partially because there was a bug being put in my ear, but I hold responsibility for my actions, and I've already clarified. I've already made right with that because that's not who I am.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how that mind manipulation is so. It takes over so easily, and we don't realize it until it's either too late or it's like something clicks. Just like, wait, hold on a second. Let me take a step back. Let's see what just happened. Think logically here for a second and not emotionally. And it's crazy how easily that can happen.
Yeah. I've done nothing but help people, and you know, have I always been 100% correct on everything I've ever said? No. I'm human. What I do is I research. I try to verify and validate facts. Some of the things that I say, if I can't find them to be 100% factual, but I have a feeling about them, I will differentiate that, and I'll say that I can't claim this as fact. This is my opinion, or this is what I believe. And then I do things that are factual. I show the proof, and I say this is a fact. But you know, as far as everybody else, I have sat there and I have helped countless people. That's all I've been here to do, is try to help help those struggling, help expose the truth, to do my part. And for anybody out there that still believes that I did wrong to any of those people, please show me where I did, because I supported them, I helped them.
Yeah.
They know, those people know. And I actually will say this much. I had a private conversation with one of them, and that private conversation, he didn't come out, because that's the kind of person he was, but he knows that what was done was wrong, and all of them do.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I basically got shit on for being a good friend and trying to help people.
That's a damn shame too. Well, I appreciate your hard work, Mike. It's been great speaking with you and learning all that you do provide. And even if this is the thing about what people need to realize too, that everything that you hear is information, and everything you take in is information, and it's how you're going to apply it to your life. So for the real people that are out there and that are still out there, we appreciate you too.
Definitely. Thank you, Darrah. I really appreciate all of your help too, and all of your hard work. You guys are awesome over there, and I really like what you guys are doing with the AlterView, and what you guys are building with Third Eye Radio as another platform to get the truth out. So
cool. Thank you.
I give you much props for that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Hold on for just
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Hold on a second. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Mr. Mike O'Brien. Don't forget youtube.com/stopthechaosnow for his backup channel to get updates on his up-and-coming videos and his reinstatement of uploading ability to his main channel. Coming up next week, we have no scheduled guests. So if you'd like to be a guest, hit me up at guestbookings@thirdeyeradio.com, and we will catch you next time. Take care.